Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2023 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, to help the growth spread as always, I also pulled the 4 Agreements, Wisdom Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. I'm actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. So let's see what comes up. Alright, well, we have Capricorn, and for you guys, Capricorn is actually your 12th house. And we're actually going to have Pluto moving out of Capricorn, where it's been for quite some time, and it's actually going to be moving into your sign. So that's going to be a little bit after Aries season starts toward the end of March. Speaking of Pluto, we also got Pluto in the dice. So yeah, makes perfect sense to see that Pluto's coming up because, like I said, it's actually going to be moving into your sign. It's going to be there for a long stay overall, but it will be barely in your sign for a bit. Then it's going to track back into Capricorn for a bit, then back in your sign. But yeah, makes sense. You're going to see more Pluto themes coming into your life. And we have 10. So 10th house energy. For you guys, it's actually Scorpio, and astrologically speaking, we still have the South Node there, but other than that, there's not really trends. It's moving through there right now. And in general, 10th house points to career and social status, so could be some focus on that area of life for you guys this month as well. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. In the main situation position, we have the 3 of Cups, which is Cancer energy, and challenging that, we have the 2 of Wands, which is Aries energy. Seeing these two things come to mind, I feel like this is saying, on the one hand, you might have a bit of a routine, right? Possibly with friends, siblings, or maybe even just other family members of yours. But you might have a bit of a routine that you might have gotten into, but now you might actually want to start something new. So, okay, just a super generic example. Let's say that you always meet up with your friends for drinks on Friday after work, right? And now, for whatever reason, you're like, I want to try something new. I want to go hiking on Friday afternoons, something along those lines, right? So there could be a bit of a clash there. And for others of you, it could just be saying that you might find yourself just constantly with your mind wandering, you know? So you could be present physically in one place, but already thinking about the next place you want to go. So that could be another way that energy is playing out for you guys as well. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 3 of Swords, so Libra energy here. And this could just be saying a couple of different things. One, right, maybe if you felt, like I said, you've outgrown a little bit of a cycle that you had become accustomed to. So like I said, the Friday afternoon drinks example is just one way it could play out, right? But if you feel like you've outgrown that in some way, there could be some disappointment around that, especially if everyone that you associate with prefers to do that as well, and you're kind of feeling the urge to do something new. But another way this could be playing out as well could just be saying that maybe your mind is a bit scattered because you're trying not to look at a disappointment that you've gone through, right? So to keep yourselves busy to avoid having to look at that, you know, that could be what's at play there. All right, in the past position, we have the Sun. So, I mean, just astrologically speaking, it makes sense to see this come up in the past, given that we technically at the time we're recording this, we're just wrapping up Aquarius season. So as you move into March, of course, we're going to be in Pisces season. So it could just be saying that you might have felt that that spark, right? Feeling a little bit re-energized as the Sun moved through your sign, and now you might want to take on all these things. But you might find that those in your environment aren't as open to doing as much. All right, and in the present position, we have the 3 of Wands. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling for a lot of you, is that you just feel like there's always something more that you want, right? So I know that it sounds probably a little bit more negative than it's meant to come across, but I just feel like, you know, you're doing one thing, you go out and do one thing, and you want to take on another thing and another, right? So it could just be one of those things. Not that you don't appreciate the people that you're dealing with or the activities you are doing, but just that you're just feeling this urge to take on more. And maybe that is going to be partially a result of that Pluto energy shifting into your sign, but that's what I see with that, where it's just this desire to take on more. All right, and the near future position, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, again, like I said, it just seems like there's these constant ideas coming to you of things you want to do, things you want to try, right? Maybe a desire to explore certain things, but That's what I see with that. The only problem with it I see primarily is it seems like it could be coming across a little bit scattered, right? As opposed to an organized, structured way to take the things on. I feel like they're just coming to you one by one, and you're just, really trying to take on too much at once, from what I can see. All right, in the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Ten of Wands. So, speaking of trying to take on too much at once, and I don't know why this won't focus, but as you can see, he's carrying 10 wands, right? And what I always point out with the artwork here is it's not even guaranteed that you can see where he's going, right? Holding those wands right in front of his line of sight like that, might not even have any idea where he's going. So that's why I feel like it's saying there, as far as being a little bit too scattered, trying to take on too much, right? You might even lose sight of what the overall goal is. So yeah, that's why I see with that. All right, in the environment position, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that there is stability around you, right? And at least it looks like you have the resources to take on these new adventures that you want to take on. But again, like I said, I feel like it's just more of the timing where you might feel like, for whatever reason, you feel like you're trying to make up for lost time all of a sudden, right? So, and I mean, I guess I could get it to an extent. There have been a lot of heavy astrological transits. And I mean, we haven't even mentioned the fact that Saturn's going to be moving out of your sign in early March and moving into Pisces. So that might be what it is too, right? When you just feel the weight of that Saturnian transit being lifted from you, you could be like, oh, like that sigh of relief, right? And so, yeah, actually, the more I'm talking through it, I can see where it could make sense, where you just feel the energy, like, okay, thank you. And now you just feel like you want to make up for lost time, So I feel like I could just be saying, yes, by all means, do all the things, but just try to pace yourself a little bit, In the hopes or fears position, we have temperance. So yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, actually, you might consciously or unconsciously be aware of that too, right? To where you are hoping, like, okay, yes, this is too much hitting me at once, right? It's like overload here, but you're just having a little bit of a struggle to get the energy a bit more organized at this time. So probably something that will come to you. But yeah, actually, I was so focused on the Pluto stuff, but realizing that Saturn will actually be moving on early in March for you guys could definitely be indicating why you're feeling that. Okay, oof, that weight lifted off your shoulders. Okay, great, let's do all the things, right? All right, and in the outcome position, we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, I view this, especially given what we were just talking about with the spread as a whole, I feel this is more of like a cautionary thing, saying just just watch out for burning yourselves out, again, because you are so scattered mentally, right, and wanting to take on so much. Now, yeah, for some of you, maybe it could point to overspending if you're all of a sudden just trying to buy things left and right and go here, go there. But for the majority, I feel like this is, again, just more of pointing to, hey, just watch out, you might burn yourselves out, end up with a bit of a short-term sickness that could sideline you for a few days, So I feel like that's primarily what it's pointing to. Or, to be fair, like I said, if this is more of a thing where you're finding these new interests coming to you, but the people that you associate with don't necessarily share those interests, then I guess you could say in that regard, maybe you might feel a little bit left out in that regard, right? Because you're like, okay, you might feel like, okay, my only choices are to do the things that we've always done that I'm just not interested in anymore, or just do everything alone because no one wants to do new things I'm interested in, right? So some of you might feel a little bit of a transition period in that regard too. But yeah, for the majority, like I said, I feel like it's more of the first thing we were talking about, which is to say, hey, just watch out. Astrologically speaking, like I said, after we talked about it a bit more, I feel like it makes total sense if you're feeling that way, but just try to pace yourselves a little bit. All right, and the bottom of the deck, speaking of pacing yourselves, we have the Knight of Pentacles. To be fair, this energy might be a little bit too slow for your liking, but yeah, I feel like this is pointing to that Virgo full moon, actually. So I'll just be on the lookout for that Virgo full moon. That might give you some insight on how you best can handle these energies that you're feeling. All right, moving on to your 4 agreements card, we have be impeccable with your word. There we go. And it says enjoy heaven on earth. Okay. It says impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. So definitely a pretty positive message there. Hopefully that resonated. And next we'll move on to your Wisdom Oracle card. We have Time for a Nap. There's the artwork, and the number is 24. So yeah, just given what we were just talking about with the potential for you guys to burn yourselves out before you even read what's in the book, that's definitely what this makes me think of too. And the keyword being nap, right? Meaning that, hey, it doesn't have to be a long break, but just pace yourself at the very least. Well, let's see what it says. Okay, essential meanings says rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. The Oracle's message, this is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your list, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there as far as unplugging and disconnecting for a bit. So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says, when it comes to matters at heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So definitely a pretty positive message there. I will say this didn't necessarily come across as a one-to-one romantic connection type of energy, but if you're looking for additional guidance on that, I did post the mid-month readings for February already, and the March ones will be up in a couple weeks. All right. The prosperity message says this is a great time to take a break from your busy schedule and allow yourself the opportunity to step back. Your plans are meant to be put on ice. Your goals can wait. Dream, imagine, and let go of attachments to any outcome now. Meditate and take a holiday if you can. Things will speed up soon enough. After a break, you may want to make some changes. Epiphanies have an amazing way of arising when you take your focus off your to-do list and allow yourself to rest. So yeah, again, definitely a pretty positive message there. Yeah, like I said, it definitely seems like it's not so much saying don't do the things, but again, like I said, just pacing yourselves a little bit to avoid that potential for burnout, All right, and lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Bhramara mudra. The keyword for it is harmony. Okay, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But it says improves the health of the lungs and large intestine, balances the immune system, reduces allergic reactions to food and pollen, soothes coughed and irritated lungs. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.